What's goody people? Today we're going to be talking about the 7 best budget PC cases for under $50. If you're building a budget PC and you need an affordable case to put it inside, in this video we've rated and reviewed 7 of the best budget PC cases under $50 to help you find the right case for your build. So let's get right into the video. At number 1 we have the Cougar MX330-G. With a max GPU length of 12.8 inches, max cooler height of 6.1 inches, mid-tower and black only. While we do like the Raidmax ZETA listed below, the Cougar MX330-G is an option that offers pretty much all the same features but for nearly $10 cheaper. The MX330-G comes with a tempered glass side panel, a grilled front panel to help with airflow and a full-length PSU shroud, and it gives you all that for just slightly over $40. That's a steal for a deal. And if you think you'll be able to build a budget system that performs well and looks good, this case might just change your mind. Its only downside is that it isn't quite as roomy as the Fractal Design Focus or Raidmax ZETA, and it isn't a prime eligible item on Amazon and thus doesn't arrive as quickly. However, the 12.8 inches GPU clearance is enough to house even an RTX 2080 Ti. So despite its smaller size, the Cougar MX330-G isn't that limited in what you can put in it. The bottom line though is that if you're looking for a nice looking case that you can build in an affordable gaming system in, the Cougar MX330-G will give you plenty of room, good airflow and nice aesthetics, all for a ride at $40. Okay, cool. At number 2 we have the Fractal Design Focus. With a max GPU length of 15 inches, max cooler height of 6.5 inches, a mid-tower style and 5 styles in which you can choose colors. So the Fractal Design Focus mid-tower case is our best pick for best airflow option among cases under $50. The Focus comes in 5 different color schemes and will give budget builders a solid case that looks nice and will provide adequate airflow for their components. The Focus can support graphics card up to 15 inches long and CPU coolers as tall as 6.5 inches. With 15 inches of clearance for the graphics card, that means the Focus can house pretty much any graphics card currently available. It can also support radiators in 3 different locations across the case, front, top and rear, with the ability to hold a radiator as long as 280mm on the top of the case. So if you want to put an AIO cooler in this case, you definitely won't be lacking for options that will fit inside of it. As it is a mid-tower case, it can hold standard ATX motherboards and it also supports micro ATX motherboards too. Ultimately, it is just for under $50 and the Fractal Design Focus comes with the room, clearance and airflow necessary to house a high-end gaming computer. So if you're looking for a budget-friendly case that you can just build a solid system with or a case that you can grow into in the future, the Focus is a solid option that won't cost you an arm and a leg. At number 3 we have the Raidmax ZETA. With a max GPU length of 15.4 inches, cooler height of 16.5 inches, mid-tower design and black only. Most budget PC cases don't get a lot of love, but Raidmax's ZETA is probably an even lesser known option. However, it is one of the best budget PC cases under $50 out there. Its biggest feature is probably its tempered glass side panel, as you typically won't find tempered glass on the case in this price range. It also has a grilled front panel to help with airflow and a full-length PSU shroud to help hide the excess cable that will be left over if you choose a non-modular power supply. For clearance, the Raidmax ZETA can hold graphics cards as long as 15.4 inches and CPU coolers as tall as 6.5 inches. It can also hold radiators as long as 360mm on the top of the case, so you can just fit about any AIO cooler currently available in this case too. Overall, for just under $50, you get a nice looking case that has a tempered glass side panel, a full-length PSU shroud, and enough clearance to house a high-end gaming system. At number 4, we have the Thermaltake Core V1. With a max GPU length of 11.2 inches and a max cooler height of 5.5 inches, mini ITX motherboard requirement, and a black and white color scheme. Another Thermaltake case that comes in under $50 and is worth mentioning is the Core V1. The Core V1 is a mini ITX case and it's also one of our best choices for the best cube style cases as well. Despite its compact size, it can still hold graphics cards that are up to 11.2 inches long and CPU coolers that are up to 5.5 inches tall. So while you can't fit a longer graphics card in this case or a taller heatsink, there are plenty of low profile graphics cards or low profile coolers that will work with it. In fact, you can fit a mini RTX 2070 inside the Core V1, which means you won't be limited to the kind of gaming specific system you could build in this case. Again, the case is a mini ITX form factor, so only fit a mini ITX motherboard inside of it. In the end, you don't have a huge budget, but you still want to build a small form factor gaming PC. The Thermaltake Core V1 will allow you to do so without having to spend a ton of money on your case. At number 5, we have the Aerocool Cylon. With a max GPU length of 14.6 inches and a max cooler height of 6.1 inches, sorry for that, but with a mid-tower design and black only color scheme, much like the Raidmax ZETA, the Aerocool Cylon is a bit of a lesser known option. Both Aerocool and Raidmax are established PC hardware brands, but they don't have quite as much recognition as the well-known brands like Cooler Master, Thermaltake, NZXT, Corsair. But however, like the Raidmax ZETA, the Cylon is another solid option in the under $50 price range. It comes with a full-length PSU shaft, an acrylic side panel, and an RGB strip in the front panel of the case that stretches to the bottom of the panel to the top panel. It can also hold graphics cards that are up to 14.6 inches in length and CPU coolers up to 6.1 inches in height, and it can also house radiators as long as 240mm on the front of the case. The case has a really nice looking design, but the one downside is the lack of ventilation on the front panel. It does come down to the option to install two 120mm fans on the PSU shaft to help remove heat from your graphics card though, but the solid front panel won't allow for as much edge take as you may have wanted. Still though, this might be the best looking case under $50 when all things are considered, and it is the only option on this case that comes pre-installed with RGB lighting. At number 6, we have the Thermaltake Versa H15. With a max GPU length of 12.4 inches, a max cooler height of 6.1 inches, with a micro ATX form factor and a black only color scheme, this case comes at a rating of 8.4 out of 10. With Thermaltake's Versa H series, a solid lineup of budget-friendly cases. We've provided a picture of the Thermaltake Versa H15 in the background, but the Thermaltake Versa H17 is a good option as well. The H15 is a micro ATX case that offers GPU clearance up to 12.4 inches long and CPU cooler clearance up to 6.1 inches tall. The H15 also comes with a grilled front panel to help increase airflow coming into the case. One of the downfalls of the H15 though is its price. At $45, it's more expensive than the Cougar MX330-G, which was number 1 spot, and only a few bucks cheaper than the Fractal design focus and the Raidmax ZETA, despite those cases offering more interior room and better features. However, the H15 used to be available for just over $30, and if it were to return to that price tag, in our opinion, it would maybe move to number 1 spot for the budget case. But for now though, there's no reason to choose the H15 over an option like the MX330G. And at number 7, we have the Masterbox Lite 3.1. With a max GPU length of 15 inches and a max cooler height of 6.2 inches and a micro ATX form factor with a black only color scheme, it also comes down to the fully transparent acrylic side panel. Its front panel isn't fully ventilated, but there are grills on the top and bottom of the front panel to allow some air in. The case also comes with 3 different color options for the front panel trim pieces: red, white, and blue, and you can 3D print additional trim pieces in any color you want. Despite its smaller form factor, it's a micro ATX case. It can still hold video cards up to 15 inches long and CPU coolers up to 6.2 inches tall. But if you're going to use a long GPU in this, I just suggest that you buy a GPU sag bracket just to hold up your GPU, because I don't think it will actually hold in such a small case. But yeah, the biggest downside of the Masterbox Lite 3.1 though is the fact that for what you get, there are competitors that offer a similar case for a lower price, like the Thermaltake Versa H15 for instance. Thanks for watching that video, and if you liked it and you want more content like this, please subscribe and leave a like on this video, and yeah, just smash that notifications button, or else I'll kick you.